My name is Fabian. I am the VP of R&D in the company Skyline Robotics.
Which is,
Uh,
research and development, right?
yes,
R&D stands for
it's
research and
Vice
development.
President
Okay.
of Research and Development. Yes, and generally I am an electrical engineer by trade.
Awesome. Okay, so you're an engineer and you are interested in robotics, right?
Of
You are
course, it's
interested
been
in. Okay.
yes. My whole life was through
Okay,
robotics.
awesome. Now, I would like to ask you to tell me more about the beginning. I don't know if you are involved in the kickoff of the company.
I was not one of the founders of the company. The company started in 2017 by two Israelis, Yaron Schwartz and Avi Abadi. Generally, they wanted to mimic a human cleaning motion, and instead of having a
I
human do
see.
it, have actually a robot do it. And several years ago, and the robot was at Avi's home in the beginning, and
Uh-huh.
he did the very basic things, created a prototype and started creating something that we can actually build and create a product out of.
Or sorry to
Of course,
interrupt you, but I have to share some extra information with our target audience because
of
you
course.
are, I mean, the company works in, let's say, traditional window cleaning, however, not in a traditional way, right? It's
Mm.
absolutely not a usual way to solve this usual problem. Yeah, please go on.
I can tell you that this type of work of window cleaning is extremely difficult. It's extremely boring. It's extremely hard. It's dangerous. All of those horrible things. First of all, you work in the beating sun. You work from dusk till dawn. You clean windows. The windows are reflective. They reflect sunlight. It
Mm-hmm.
becomes so hot sometimes the water evaporates when it hits the window. It's really terrible. Our product is called Osmo. The robot, it sends the person cleaning up to the roof to a nice place where you have shade and some wind. You're out of harm's way. And instead of that, he actually gets to control a very sophisticated state-of-the-art robotic system. And I think this is a part of the change that this world is going through. So we're a part of that change,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay, let me tell you something. Let's imagine that I'm working in my office. We are a software development company, so we need silence. We love the silence actually, and we work in complete silence. For example, maybe I'm just watching another skyscraper or the Central Park in New York, for example, and then immediately a huge automatic window cleaning robot shows up. What do people say in a situation like this? Have you have you seen such a problems during your work or something like that?
I think most of the time it gets people very excited. We're going
Okay.
to see this type of automation everywhere. Yes, Osmo is a window cleaning, and it's very, very cool with all the lights and all the sensors on it, cleaning the windows, making sure everything is clean. But I think people are taking pictures. It's very interesting for most people, taking videos and pictures and stuff like that. And yes, I think Osmo is a part of this wave of the future. We're starting to see robotics all around us.
Okay, and apart from humans, what other challenges you have to face, like the weather, the high, or I don't know, you name it.
Oh, wow. So, yeah,
Let's talk about challenges, yeah, and
yes,
how
of
you solve
course.
it, of course.
Tons of challenges, tons of challenges. Yeah, so first of all, cleaning the skyscrapers is very difficult because of the environment. You have winds, you have a different type of dirt, you have rain, you have direct sunlight, you have very, very hot temperatures. You have all sorts of things that really make it difficult for us to actually clean the window regularly. If you think about it, our system is actually latches on to existing infrastructure on skyscrapers. So we just put the robot on the basket, and there is a part of the system sensors on the roof, and it goes down, and the robot controls, the crane, and lowers itself down. But if you think about it, every 100 meters, 200 meters, and so forth, it could start swinging very, very strongly, right?
Because of
Because
the
it's a
wind.
very long way down, right? Think about it. The cables, they reach several hundreds of meters. So our system knows how to stabilize itself.
Is it capable
But
to stabilize itself automatically?
yes, yes, this is a part of what it does.
Awesome. Just
Yes,
awesome.
yes, it's a sophisticated one. It has a lot of sensors. It has distance sensors that can detect the window itself, detect the seals. It has also a LiDAR to actually check all the time to map and localize the robot to see where it is. Windows are transparent, and you still have to detect and not, to detect
Mm-hmm.
the actual window and not what's behind it. So this is an interesting type of challenge, especially when the sun comes right behind you and shines very strong on the window. We still have to do our job, right? Also, we have to clean the window faster and better and more accurately than a human hand. We're also using purified water, using a reverse osmosis system, so it won't leave stains on the actual window after it's cleaned. By the way, that's where the name Osmo comes from, a reverse
Mm-hmm.
osmosis. So all in all, the robot is full of sensors and full of control that allows it to clean in very harsh environments and overcome many challenges.
Um, is it fully automated, or does Osmo need manual intervention or human programming? Because in my understanding, since I'm a software developer, I can imagine something like pre-programming and pre-training and preparations before it can do the job, right? Am I correct?
Yes, so our system is part autonomous. By part, I mean that setting the system up on the roof is we need the humans to come and connect the system and to place the robot inside the basket and everything. And
Okay.
then we have the operator needs to bring the robot to the first window of the skyscraper. Once the robot is in front of the first window, you have a button, and then from there everything is automatic. So
Mm.
there is still the human part in the beginning. We are working very hard to automate the entire process. It takes time, but we'll get there.
Perfect. What if the robot stucks? Is it possible that it gets stuck somehow? And what can we do in these cases? Maybe it detects automatically that something went wrong and give a signal to the engineers on the roof, or what happens usually?
The system has several safety features and measures. First of all, the automatic ones, the robot does recognize when something is wrong.
Can you
Stop
tell me an
and
example, please? What might go wrong?
yeah. For instance, if it hits something that's not supposed to be there, if someone opens the window, if there's many
Ooh, that's a nice
unpredictable
example.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah, look, the world is unpredictable, and the robot
that's right.
needs
That's
to
right. The word is unpredictable. You are very right. Yes.
right, right, and the robot needs to react to all of these different scenarios. Um, so the robot is the first level of stopping and disengaging from the window if it thinks that something is very wrong. If the wind is crazy for some reason, like a very strong gust of wind, something happened. The robot knows to stop. There are other levels that are much more severe. We have an emergency stop next to the robot operator on the roof. He's just sitting there
Mhm.
with a nice tool, just observing, but he does have an emergency stop. And if he thinks that something is wrong, he hits the emergency stop. The system immediately disconnects. He has the ability to, even manually, if he wants to return the basket back up and to see that everything is fine.
It's really cool. Okay, what are the typical places where you work now? Like, I mean, cities, New York, for example, or Dubai.
We have customers in New York City. We are testing the system here in Israel.
Yeah, yeah. Can you share with us some funny or cool stories from your work? People like rumors, and funny stories.
There was one time when Avi Abadi, when the founder, was on a specific crane that started working on one axis, and the basket started tilting, tilting, tilting. He was inside the basket, and and the whole thing was stuck, and he was rescued. We did have one funny thing that happened. Everything in our system is harnessed because we work in heights. And we have operation cameras that we have to see the system from all of the sides.
Yeah.
And one time when a person was over there, one of the cameras was not harnessed correctly, and it was tight, but it fell down. The operator thought the person was falling down because the camera was falling down. He wasn't very sure what was going on. So it was quite scary to see something falling down from the basket.
But only the camera fell down, right? Not the whole basket and the robot.
So it just fell a certain, it fell a certain way, and then we had to put it back up. It's fun work, I can tell you that.
Yeah. I see that. It's super cool. Thanks for the story you shared with us. And what about the future? Is it bright?
The future is very bright.
Awesome. Good to hear
it. I'm a big believer in robotics. I'm a big believer in automation, in AI. I think the world is changing for the good. I think that every application is just a beginning. Also, Osmo is, only a beginning of something much, much bigger. We want, in the end, to do all sorts of work, not only window cleaning on the facade itself. For instance, we want to have predictive maintenance, for example. We want to do all sorts of interesting labor that we can fix things maybe or build things maybe. We're lucky enough to be in a place where, people don't want to do this job. I can tell you that over 3/4 of the whole, in the United States, over 3/4 of all the window cleaners are over the age of 40. And
I didn't know that.
Less than 9-8% of them are between 20 and 30. And people don't want to do this type of labor.
Sure.
And this is a perfect opportunity to use the knowledge that was acquired so far and create amazing robotics and autonomous systems to help humanity to create something that will help people to do the job faster and better and more accurately, work at night, work on days. Robots don't require a salary or don't need to go to the bathroom or eat or take a smoke break. They just work day and night.
Yeah, that's very right. That's true. Yeah. And if you have anything that you also would like to share with us, welcome.
For the younger generation, maybe I would tell people.
That's a good call. Okay, just go on. Yes.
I'm a big believer in automation. I think the world is moving towards AI, automation, robotics. Go, if it's interesting to you, go and study that. Go and do that. I think the world in 10, 20 years is going to be completely different. And this is something that the world is going to be in very big need of. And it's also a lot of fun and amazing work. And yeah, that's what I'd like to share with everyone.
Perfect advice. Just perfect advice. Are you hiring, by the way?
Yes, we are hiring an electrical engineer for a position here in Israel. So if anybody is a talented electrical engineer, you're more than welcome to submit your CV.
Got it. Thanks. Or again, thank you very much for your kindness and for the information you shared with us. It was a very interesting interview. Thanks again. And I wish you all the best and have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Pedro. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me. Thank you.